Welcome to the Piedmont Unitarian Universalist Church. Piedmont UU sits on the traditional land of the Catawba, Kiowa, and Sugaree peoples. We honor them. My name is Robin Mara, and I'll be worship assistant today for Reverend Dr. Amy Rio. We are a flourishing, vibrant, and radically welcoming congregation, which promotes diversity, inclusion, and social justice. We provide a safe haven for creative intellectual growth, spiritual development, and a deep sense of community for all who join us. We hope our liberal religious values will challenge you to join us as a community that lives boldly and acts justly. To all our visitors and members, we're very glad you're here in person or with us online, and we hope to see you again. Your presence is a gift to us. Here are announcements for this Sunday. Reverend Amy is offering a soul collage class after worship today, and there's still room to attend if you'd like to stay and join in. And our CUPS group will host a winter solstice drum circle and potluck this Saturday, December 21st at 6 p.m. in the University Gathering Sanctuary right here. You're invited to bring a dish for a potluck meal and drums and percussion instruments for our drumming circle. We'll conduct a short ritual to honor the wheel turning and the sun returning to the land. If you have any questions or would like to volunteer to help, please contact Cassette. And our Christmas Eve service will be held December 24th at 5 p.m. right here. It's a family-friendly service of lessons and carols. So please join us, and please bring a snack or cookies to share after the service if you can. And for other important information about our vibrant community, please see your order of service, or if you're on our email list, please check your monthly announcements and, well, monthly newsletter and weekly announcements. Yeah. Whatever brought you to this place at this hour, we welcome you. May you find something you need, and may you leave richer in spirit than when you arrived.
Hear now these words from Keveren, Iowa. We light this chalice here in the darkness of winter as we wait. This temporary space is one filled with prayers to be answered, love to be given and received, miracles to be witnessed. May this light guide us until the light of the sun returns again. I invite you now to please join me in singing the words to lighting our chalice, the symbol of our faith. I invite you now to please rise and body your spirit for our call to worship found in your bulletin. Welcome into this space of warmth and light, while the season of long, dark, and cold nights abound.
We gather together, sharing light and warmth with each other.
We gather together, sharing light and warmth with the world around us.
Our hearts are open, willing to receive, willing to give.
Let us join together on this day, in the midst of winter, bonded together as one, giving and receiving in mutual love. Amen. Our opening hymn is found in our gray hymnal, number 241, in the bleak midwinter, and we will be singing verses 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Please be seated, and I invite our little ones to come forward for our time for all ages.
Good morning. All right, no, you're not the only one. Yeah? What do you got in your hand there? Is that a magnet? Oh. All right. Well, this morning, I want to talk to you about a little bit more about the holidays and all the feelings we can have inside of us during the holidays, which can be quite a crazy time. It's a crazy time for adults, it's a crazy time for kids, it's a crazy time for everybody. And this whole month, we've been talking about being present with ourselves and taking the time to just breathe and think about the gifts that we have in our lives. And today, I wanted to introduce you to a practice called yoga. Have you heard of yoga before? Yep, you've heard of yoga before. Yoga is a really great form of exercise that combines breathing and movement to connect your body. And it's an ancient Indian practice. And the word yoga comes from a Sanskrit word that means to join. So it's like joining your mind and your body together. So we're gonna do some yoga together. If I could have you stand up for me. Can you stand up for me, Harley? We're all gonna stand up. All right, so the first pose we're going to do is called the prayer pose. And the way you do that is you just stand up with your feet underneath you, and then you take your two hands and you put them together at your chest. Can you do that for me? That's really nice. All right, so take a big breath in and then out. Very good. From here, we're going to move on to a pose called the tree pose. And this one might be a little hard, all right? But I think you could do it. You're going to bring one of your feet up to your knee and try to balance there. I'm going to switch knees because I was standing on my bad ankle. Okay, there we go. Take a breath from here. Very nice. Now you can put both of your feet on the floor. We're going to take our two hands. We're going to stretch them up above our heads like this. I like this one. It's a really good stretch for your shoulders and back. And that pose is called raised hands pose. I'm sure it has a cooler name, but in children's yoga version, it's called raised hands pose. From here, with our hands up in the air, we're going to sit like we're sitting in an invisible chair. Ready? All right, you can take a seat. So, during this holiday time when we're running around and we're thinking about all of the other things we gotta do, I gotta make cards, I gotta bake cookies, I gotta run to the store, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do all these things. Sometimes it's good to just take a breath and do some little stretching and get your body and your mind calm and connected. And for those of you who would like to, we're going to go to the RE room now. We're going to do a little craft. So you're welcome to join us, and Harley, you're welcome to join us as well if you want. Yeah.
This friendly place, love give light to every face. Make the brightness which we learn, warms our hearts till we return. We are now entering our time for ritual and sacred sharing, where we share joys and sorrows and concerns and milestones. Now for this week, we light a candle first for Jane's mother. She fell yesterday and is at home, and Jane and Harry are with her, but we want to send healing thoughts her way. We light a candle for Remy, one of our little ones, who is having heart surgery on Friday. And they've known this for a while, so that's why we haven't seen them in a while. They're staying away from germs, which is a really good thing to do for him and the whole family. We light a candle for everyone impacted by Hurricane Helene and ongoing recovery efforts. For the immediate relief of the people of Gaza. For all areas of violence around the world, including Haiti, the Sudan, the Middle East, and the war in Ukraine. We light a candle for our country, and that a spirit of love, compassion, and justice for all people will fill us as we seek to move forward. Now, at this time, you are welcome to come forward as you would like to do so. I invite you to come forward along the far wall. You may fill out a prayer card and place it on our prayer stand. You may light your own candle of joy or concern, or you may simply place a stone in our shared water. I invite us now into a time of quiet rest, meditation, or prayer. I will sound the singing bowl, and then we will have a period of silence before we join in our musical meditation together. And during this time of silence, I invite you to contemplate about what it means for you truly to rest and how that rest can be incorporated into your life.
Today's wisdom reading is a poem by Bob Smith, It's called The Kind Assertion. There's a certain presence to December, even in places where there is no snow. The distant sun has dwindled to an ember. There is something holy in its glow. The Druids knew its power long ago. It promised passage through the longest night, when cold enclosed the moonrise like a bow, and shadows shivered in the red firelight. That promise lingers even now, despite pervasive smells of wood smoke and wet clay. The ground is brown here, but the sky is white, the dog-eared page of the diminished day. The kind assertion that awaits us there disseminates its blessings everywhere.
So one of my favorite musicians over the many years that I've been actively choosing my own music to listen to has been Sting. Many of y'all, also, I see some heads nodding. So singer-songwriter Sting released an album in 2009, which is actually my favorite of all his. And I still have a CD. Yes, I still purchase CDs on occasion and listen to them in my car. And this CD is in my car. It's titled, If on a Winter's Night. It's a collection of folk songs, madrigals, and religious hymns which focus on winter. Now, when Sting was creating this album, he assembled a number of other musical artists in an old castle in England, solely for the purpose of creating this beautiful collection of music. When this album came out, I heard an interview with Sting on NPR, and they were asking about this album, which was so different from other work he had done. And he spoke about the importance of winter music and how music itself was the foundation for his spirituality. He created a picture of people years before technology gathered around a hearth and singing songs of winter as early darkness fell and a long, cold night awaited. It was a season of noticing the small things, finding community, embracing rest. Sting also spoke of his sadness that so many of these songs were forgotten, or perhaps only sung as a Christmas song, and then ignored for the winter months of January and February as people anxiously awaited for springtime to return. So what does it mean when we say the presence of winter is necessary for our spiritual journey? We live in a society that seeks happiness and sunlight every day. Darkness, sadness, grief are all seen as things to be ignored or repressed or endured. Yet how do we fully appreciate the warmth of the sun if we never experience the darkness of a cold, moonless night? Now, I want to be clear that I'm not setting up a juxtaposition where summertime is good and wintertime is bad. But we do know that difficult things can help us appreciate the good. Now, that kind of juxtaposition is one that we might hear in our society. But this is what I would like to convey this morning. There are joys and gifts to be found in all times. There are joys and gifts to be found in all times, including in winter's presence. And our souls need this. we need the presence of winter. Each spirit, each soul needs winter, a time to retreat, to contemplate, to regroup, to break from the headiness of springtime, the heat of the summer, and the joy of autumn. Now, some of you know that I have a great love for snowshoeing, and living here, I don't get to enjoy it anywhere near as often as I would like. I'm incredibly excited that for the few days after Christmas, I'll be in New York and up in the state, way up in the mountains with lots of snow, and I'm going to have an opportunity to use my snowshoes. They are already packed in my suitcase. So now I clearly recall my first time snowshoeing, and I know I've shared this before with y'all. So now my dad and I were in the Rockies in Colorado visiting my son, and Dad and I were trekking around a couple miles of a well-worn track, and neither of us had been snowshoeing before. During that morning together, we did not see another human soul. There was a good 2 to 3 feet of snow, and it was perhaps 20 degrees. The sun was watery. And in this complete stillness, we noticed the small things. The soft slap of the snowshoe on the snow. Little animals scampering in the trees or skittering along the snow. Animals we probably would not have noticed on a loud summer's day. We heard occasional songs of birds, and even the howl in the distance, a howl which we both decided probably was a dog and not really a wolf. So the clarity of that pure day, covered in white with skinny trees marking the way and a faint blue overhead. The clarity was like something you could not find in any other season. The complete beauty, the spiritual connection with all creation, all the creation around us, and with my inner being. That would have been difficult to uncover on a boisterous day of another season. Poet William Blake wrote these words: "In seed time, learn. In harvest, teach. In winter, enjoy." The numerous gifts of winter's presence, are there for us to enjoy, for our souls to sing. But we so often spend time longing for other things, for greener pasture, so to speak, that we fail to notice the gifts that winter can bring to us. Now, another gifted poet, Mary Oliver, wrote these words: "The snow began here. This morning and all day continued, its white rhetoric everywhere, calling us back to why, how, whence such beauty, and what the meaning." Let's hear that last line again. Calling us back to why, how, whence such beauty, and what the meaning. Why, how, whence, and what. The spiritual journey is not grounded or founded in surface-level happiness, nor esoteric discussions, nor even fighting for justice. These are all aspects of the nature of our soul's journey, and important aspects. But the core journey of our soul is about existential connection. Why are we here, and what is our purpose? It is in that we find healing for ourselves and for others around us. Now, the presence of winter is not about whether or not we enjoy cold weather. It's not a literal presence that we're talking about this morning, but it instead is about what existing in physical winter symbolizes. What does this symbolize for our heart? What does this symbolize for who we are called to be in this world, how we are called to live out our lives? How are our souls called to sing? The presence of winter symbolizes connecting and wrestling with the why, how, whence, and what. It symbolizes connecting with our very souls, the core of our beings, the small, still voice that whispers in the silence, leading us to the very meaning of our existence. Now, as Madia mentioned earlier, we can get filled with so much busyness of what it's, the happiest time of the year, right? I mean, there's so many expectations about what we should be doing with our time. And for so much of society, once, say, New Year's is over, it's, well, let's just kind of endure and get through this until the summertime or the springtime comes. During these coming months, not just the next couple weeks, during these coming months, I invite us to be present with winter, to notice and accept the gifts it offers us. The gifts of that time and space for deep exploration, that time and space for rest, for healing. Today we give thanks for the presence of winter in our lives, for the many gifts it offers us, and for the opportunities to embrace those gifts as an essential part of our journey. Amen.
Now let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and of hope, for we are now the keepers of that dream. This month, we're sharing our offering plate with Beloved Asheville. Beloved Asheville is a trusted, grassroots, and equity-focused organization. With over 15 years of experience in movement building and advocacy for human rights, the organization's success is credited to the ability to build relationships, create visible change, and generate community-led momentum for collective action. Beloved Asheville's vision is to cultivate a caring community where every individual, regardless of race, ethnicity, or socioeconomic status, experiences the essence of belonging, wellness, fairness, and potential. We ask that you place your gift in the baskets as they make their way around the room, and you're always welcome to give online at puuc.org or by texting PUUC at the number 73256. Today's offering will now gratefully be received.
We give thanks for all the generous gifts of your heart and of your spirit, gifts which enable us to help share love, peace, and justice throughout this world. Now at this time, I invite you to please rise and body your spirit for our closing hymn found in our gray hymnal, number 244, It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. Now, before we extinguish our chalice, I offer thanks for all the many volunteers who help make our service possible each week. We also ask that if you can take your hymnals and place them on the cart near the piano after the service, that's always a big help. So let us take a moment, as we do each Sunday, to continue in this spirit of thanksgiving and this sacred time together, a moment to give thanks, either in our hearts or with words, for the things for which we are grateful today.
I'm grateful for the fact that I can look forward to this day every week, which brings me back to a spiritual frame of mind.
Grateful that we can look forward to this day together every day during the week. Thank you, Gail.
I'm grateful for the December cold moon which shone so brightly last night.
Yes, December cold moons shone so brightly last night. So,
Thankful for the women's group that met yesterday.
yes, for the University Women's Group, which met yesterday. So,
I'm thankful that my grandson came.
yes, very thankful to see your grandson and have him here with us today, too. Thank you, Kat. Well, we give thanks for all this and so much more which we hold in our hearts this morning. Receive now this blessing. Let us now carry this warmth and this light from our time together with us as we go out into the world. The light within and the light that connects us burns brightly. Amen. We now extinguish our chalice, but we carry its light, its warmth, and its meaning with us until we meet again. May we go in peace, believe in peace, create peace wherever we may wander. May it be so. Now, for our closing song, we form a circle. You may hold hands if you would like to do so, or you may simply place your hands on your heart.